Our sweets are stale and go bad after a week? I went on a mission to find out if this is true. So I started off by packing a fresh 5 kilogram bucket of sweets, and I surprised my family with their favorite options of candy. But what they did not know is that this was actually part of a secret experiment. So I handed off the bucket to my little brother, who was too excited by the sweets to even realize what was going on. The sweets smelled so good, even a dog wanted a piece. Anyways, I marked this day in my calendar and decided to check the bucket weekly, seeing if the sweets actually go stale. So here are the sweets a week after. My family has clearly made a dent. But what happened after 3 weeks? The answer is simple. Because they were stored in an airtight container and in a dark, cool place, they tasted perfectly fine to me. So do you still think...
Hey Mark, what's your favourite sweet?
Jelly-filled turtles.
Oh. Hey Lou, what's your favourite sweet?
Blackberry-filled bellows.
Hey, Mr. Skittles, what is your favourite sweet?
Funkadelic Mars.
Hey Liv, what's your favourite sweet? You? Oh. Yeah, I'm absolutely fine. What do you mean?
Bucket of sweets only using emojis. Skulls, lips, brains, watermelon, turtles, piggies, love hearts, fingers, crowns, fried egg, carrots, wedding ring, frogs, rats, eyeballs, witches, chili peppers, butterfly, unicorn, snakes, spiders, peaches, nanas. Emoji bucket done. What should I do next? Bucket of candy only using animals. Let's go. First, jelly-filled turtles, chocolate pandas, jelly-filled snails, some chocolate frogs, swirly fish, bubblegum turtles, baby dolphins, giant dolphins, psychedelic mice, shrimps, cherry fish, duckies, and penguins, jelly crocodiles, mellow chicks, fruity monkeys, Peter pandas, giant frogs, chocolate mice, multicolored turtles, jelly crocodiles, spiders, neon worms, yellow bellies, and finally pythons. You guys had this crazy request for me to make a jelly-filled bucket of sweets, so let's pack it together. Starting off with jelly-filled whales. The center is super tasty. Next, jelly-filled skulls. I'll be honest, these kind of creep me out, but they are delicious. Now a bunch of jelly-filled brains, jelly-filled turtles, jelly-filled apple mellows. They look so good I had to try one. Definitely has the live approval. Next, we have the jelly-filled strawberries, and we do not use them sparingly. Unfortunately, we're adding jelly-filled chilies. They belong in the trash. Just kidding, some of you masochists actually like them. Let's add jelly-filled pizza. I'm super excited, we just got this back in stock. Jelly-filled snails, jelly-filled bananas, and that's all. What should I do next? This is the biggest bucket of sweets you'll ever see on the internet. Let's pack it together and try and guess how much it weighed. For the record, this bucket had 100 different types of sweets and its final price came out to 110 pounds. These kinds of buckets are extremely time consuming because every single sweet has to be picked out and weighed individually. Some people in the comments love to complain about how expensive it is. However, they are the same people that don't factor in the cost of making a bucket like this in the first place. A lot of them also use the excuse that if they wanted to, they can create one for cheaper. Although I seriously doubt it. If anyone watching this video right now can create the same bucket for cheaper, then I will personally deliver a free one to them myself. What they didn't realize is that we provide some crazy unique sweets, as well as allow full customization of any bucket you choose. Anyways, I'm starting to ramble. For those of you wondering how much this bucket weighed, final weight came out to just over 10 kilograms. Anyways,
let's make a giant pink mix.
it's finally spooky season. Let's pack a Halloween candy bucket together. Starting off with gummy pumpkins, mini fizzy Dracula tea, licorice wheels, Dracula tea, jelly snakes, some dentures, psychedelic mice, these creepy jelly eyeballs, witches' heads, mini gummy teeth, jelly bones, monsters, some mini fangs, jelly-filled brains, and jelly-filled skulls, Dracula tea, black and red paintballs, licorice fudge, jelly beans, ghost and pumpkin mellows, these powdered teeth, bubblegum eyeballs, and that's our spooky bucket complete. Who else is just excited for Halloween as me? Comment below what your costume will be for this year. I think I've just made my best bucket of sweets. Come with me to pack a sliverant Harry Potter themed bucket of candy. First, giant spiders, fizzy snakes, lime slices, sour skulls, watermelon bonbons, apple bonbons, jelly snakes, yellow bellies, licorice wheels, giant frogs, giant spiders. I accidentally stopped recording in the middle, but then I added alphabet letters, watermelon millions, sour apple laces, jelly-filled skulls, giant gummy snakes, starship fudge. That's a sliver and bucket done. Which Hogwarts house would you choose?
Day 5 of rating every single sweet on Earth. Snowies. I'm scared. I hate sprinkles. Moment of truth. Honestly you. Day 6 of rating every sweet on Earth. Nards gummy clusters. As a British person, these look weird. Cheers. Why do you Americans like these? Final score.
This bucket of Halloween sweets was literally overflowing. Let's pack it together and see what was inside. First, fizzy gummy pumpkin, fizzy mini Dracula teeth, regular Dracula teeth, dentures, fizzy Dracula teeth, psychedelic mice, blackberry hoops, jelly eyeballs, witch heads, tongue painted bats, jelly bones, mini gummy teeth, jelly filled skulls, pink and white chocolate mice, jelly filled brains, mellow pumpkins, licorice fudge, black paintballs, licorice wheels, roast and pumpkin mellows. Let's squish it all into the bucket and we're done. So now you know why. I think that more people should be aware just because something is halal doesn't mean it tastes trash. For example, take this bucket. I created a 5kg pick and mix only using halal sweets. And the best part is you wouldn't even be able to tell that none of these sweets contain gelatin. There is this huge misconception online that because you have a special diet, you can no longer enjoy certain foods. Well guys, it's 2024 and there's literally a substitute for everything. So here's my halal and vegetarian bucket of candy. Would you eat this? So anyways, so last night I received this message and it reminded me exactly why I love my job. Let's be real, social media can be a very mean and nasty place. No matter what kind of content you put out on the internet, there will always be somebody feeling the need to hate. So on days like this, when the last thing I want to do is come online, I remind myself of who my content is actually for. There's no point getting upset by people who can't even have themselves as their profile picture. Anyways, this is a thank you to Lola, all the wonderful people I've had an opportunity to connect with through social media. Today I'm actually packing Lola's order, which she made for her brother Dexter. I wish you the happiest birthday and hope your next year brings amazing things. Anyways guys, this is a reminder to be more mindful of what you say on the internet, as you never know how your words can affect the person behind the screen. Okay, much love and be positive. This customer ordered 10kg of pick and mix and chose 50 different types of sweets inside their bucket. Let's see what was inside their order together. And that's a 10kg bucket of sweets pack. You can make your own by using the link below. Come with me to pack this 5kg bucket of sweets. First off, raspberry and pomegranate bubs, licorice bricks, tutti frutti bubs, Bubs Dizzy bubblegum skulls, some bubblegum bears, fizzy peaches, sour cola belts, 200 grams of mushrooms, mega sticks, a handful of shrimps, fruit salads, Fruitella duo sticks, and Fruitella chews, just a few more. Gummy rings, tutti frutti pencils, mini me sweet mix, and some drumstick lollies. Here's the finished pick and mix bucket. Thank you for your order and we really hope you enjoy it. We have received so many complaints about our 5kg pick and mix buckets of sweets. It's getting to the point where we're actually thinking about discontinuing them. Anyway, so the other day, a customer reached out about a bucket they bought from us a week ago. She said her family absolutely loves candy. She planned to use this bucket as a bulk buy for sweets. Oh, but the bucket did not even last a week and now she's upset she has to buy another one. I guess all I can say is I probably don't recommend eating 5kg of sweets in a week. But anyways, here's why. This bucket of sweets was refunded by one of our customers. Let me explain why. So after being delivered, the customer reached out to us, saying that the bucket she received was not full to the top. He expected the bucket to be full to the brim. I explained that because the buckets are measured by weight, not size, some sweets take up more or less space depending on the density. Her bucket might look different from the ones in the other videos. She could not accept this answer and claimed her 5kg bucket of sweets should be filled to the top. So that's why this customer ordered 10kg of pick and mix and requested 100 different types of sweets. Pack this bucket with me while I answer some of your most asked questions. First up, do we ship internationally? Of course we do. The rate will depend on how much it costs to ship from the UK to your country. Next up, do we change our gloves? Well, obviously. For health and safety, all staff is required to wear PPE and change it regularly. Next, how much is a bucket? This seems to be a controversial one, but due to the cost of sweets, customization and the labour, a 5kg bucket of sweets costs £55 and a 10kg will cost you anywhere between £105 and £115 depending on how many options you you have inside. How long do I have to wait for my order? We aim to prepare and ship out your order in 1 to 2 days, and it usually takes another 1 to 3 to arrive. Finally, do we have any discount codes? Glad you asked. We'll be posting a video only for our followers in the next couple of days, tagging some huge offers on our site, so make sure to follow so you don't miss out.
Today I packed the strangest customer order. Come with me to make a 5 kilogram bucket of sweets, but Jaws beef. First, blue raspberry bonbons to represent the sea. A bunch of jelly-filled sharks, cherry fish, jelly-filled whales, blue raspberry pencils, and pencil bites, mini gummy teeth, jelly-filled skulls, dentures, baby dolphins, jelly bones, give it a pat, and onto jelly eyeballs, sour raspberry belts, swirly fish, jelly-filled brains, baby dolphins, and that's our bucket done. Comment what theme I should do next.
Today I packed the biggest order in candy history, except it almost never happened. Let me tell you about this 120 kilogram pick and mix order and how it took a surprising turn. So I started by getting our candy mixer out and preparing all the sweets that were going inside. Usually we do this by hand, but there was no way I could do this with 120 kilograms of sweets. So this customer specifically ordered 12 buckets of bugs. If you don't know already, these candies are super rare, can only be imported all the way from Sweden. This order was super exciting. I have never mixed up so many sweets in one go. So afterwards, I grabbed the buckets and started filling them up. It was only then the customer messaged us saying if we don't get the buckets ready out for delivery today, they are going to cancel the order. So our delivery time is at 4:30 every single day. And when I checked to see how much time we had left, to my unhappy surprise, it was already past 4 o'clock. I had exactly 26 more minutes to get these buckets out. And what's worse, every single one of our staff went home early. So it was me, myself, and I versus 120 kilograms of sweets. However, with a bit of luck and Bob the Builder packing skills, I managed to finish just in time. So now you know how.
This has to be the weirdest bucket of sweets I've ever made. So this customer requested 5 kilograms of custom sweets, except his sweets were not very custom. In fact, more than half the bucket was filled with licorice. And I know what you're thinking, that's not even that weird, but you have to see the end of his bucket to understand why this was so strange. So after all of that licorice, the customer decided to add mint. These mints were super powdery and their smell was absolutely overwhelming. I decided to try one and it's a no from me. So this is how the customer's bucket turned out. Would you eat this?
Unpopular opinion, influencers are getting out of control. Pack this bucket of sweets with me while I tell you about a ridiculous interaction I've had with a customer. So earlier today, I received a message from a lady on TikTok and she was asking for a refund of her bucket. When I asked her for the reason of this refund, she complained that she shouldn't be paying for a bucket because she has a couple thousand followers and she's given us free promotion. Here's the thing, we never actually had an arrangement, nor was I even aware she was a quote-unquote influencer. So naturally, I did refuse a refund, except now she's making videos telling her followers that we are a horrible company and that we scammed her out of her money. What would you do in this situation? Am I in the wrong for not wanting to pay for something we never even agreed on? Anyways.
This customer put some milk in first. No, but seriously, today I packed a 5 kilogram bucket of sweets, except there was only one sweet inside. The customer's choice? Milk bottles. I was super curious, so I had to give these a try, and just like their name, these sweets literally taste like milk. They were so strange. But anyways, let's keep filling this bucket of sweets and see how full we can get it. I gave the bucket a quick massage as I was struggling to fit the last bit inside. But somehow I managed to fill the entire bucket with milk bottles. So what's the right way? Do you put milk or cereal first?